If you've watched any of my videos, you know there are many fairy tales about men who try to murder their wives, and this is one of them. It's a British story called The Flight of Birds, where thankfully birds come to the rescue. There's a farmer living in a wild part of the country that hardly anyone ever comes to because he has a wife who's so beautiful and so good that he's so jealous he never wants anyone else to see her. Super healthy and respectful. One night there's a terrible storm and a stranger comes banging on their door like, please give me shelter for the night, and so they do. He's a fine-looking man, and as he sits by the fire warming himself, the husband starts to get super insecure. He's like, he's hot, my wife is hot, they'd make a better pair than me and my wife. At dinner, the man yawns and then the wife yawns at the same time, and the husband's like, that's it. They're thinking the same thing. They have something going on. Literally, because of this yawn, he decides they are lovers from long ago and he came here with no other purpose but to lie with her. They all go to sleep for the night and he wants to kill the man, and it says if he'd met him on the street, he would have, but he's a guest in his house and that's sacred, so he can't kill him. He can totally kill his wife though, because then he grabs her by the wrist, takes a rope, and rips her out of the house. She's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And he's like, I know that he's your old love. You're planning to cheat on me, so I'm gonna go hang you. And she's like, I've never met this man. You are crazy. And he's like, not listening. There's cool, horrifying imagery. He takes her to a tree, puts the rope around her neck, and the wind is still blowing so hard that he has to struggle. A flock of birds flies by, and in the moonlight, he finally sees a bough, puts the rope over it, starts to pull her up, but the birds land on the branch and start beating their wings so hard the rope comes off. And he tries again and again, and the birds keep getting the rope off the branch. Then it gets spooky because the woman starts intoning, the birdies fly from tree to tree, so yawning goes from man to me. The man tries all of the trees in the forest, but the birds keep stopping him. And so finally he's like, we'll go to the edge of the forest where there's this one fir tree. I know they won't follow us there. He drags her struggling against the wind until they get to this lone fir tree in the gray light of dawn. And he says, there are no birds here to save you. Suddenly, the first rays of sun fall on the farmer's wife, and she says the same thing again. The birds fly from tree to tree, so yawning goes from man to me. Suddenly, hearing her and seeing her in that light softens the man's heart, and he realizes what he's doing, and he bursts into tears. He knew that if he had gone through with it, and his wife was innocent, the birds would have followed him from night to day, and he'd never know rest again, tormented forever. So he took the rope from his wife's neck, and they went back hand in hand, and so long as the farmer lived, he never mistrusted her again. Yay! If I were the wife, I would mistrust him forever. But I like to think that somehow she has some witchy power and she's the one who controlled the birds and the sunlight and made all of this happen to teach him a lesson to treat her right. If you like spooky prose and witchy revenge, check out my book Dust Spells, a reimagining of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast links in the bio.